I don't really know how to intro this video. I've never done something like this before, so I don't know how you start it. So instead, I'm just gonna. I'm sure you remember Veggietales. You know, the hit TV series that turned out to just be heavy Christian propaganda. Well, they made movies too, and one of those that I hold close to me is The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything. It's a movie I grew up watching but haven't seen in quite a while. Recently, I decided it was a good time to give it a rewatch and just see how well it holds up. So let's just jump right on into it. Hello, it's me, owner of Company Incorporated. And do you like hedgehogs? Do you like giving away money to good causes? Well, if so, come on down to Ship. What is Ship? I hear you asking, you stupid little idiots. Ship is I'm Freaking on charity stream for charitable reasons. Charitizing hedgehogs because of how philanthropic you are. Now, I know what you must be asking yourself right now. Oh, handsome, intelligent, charismatic, tall owner of Company Incorporated. How do I get in on this? Well, all you have to do is follow I'm Freaking on twitch.tv/I'm Freaking on. And be there January 28th at 7 p.m. CST.
Watching a stream may or may not result in vomiting, headaches, erectile dysfunction, and in some cases death. Company Incorporated is not liable for anything caused watching Ship. Side effects also may include diarrhea, unending head pain, a parasocial relationship, a walrus living in your house, your mother being disappointed in you, the ability to eat sandwiches more light.
The movie opens up somewhere in the 17th century and we see a battle between pirates. And immediately I'm brought to my first question. How the fuck are they holding the swords? They have no arms, no hands. Do they have the Force? Is this fucking Star Wars all of a sudden? But you don't even have time to think about the question because immediately another one arises. You're introduced to the king's brother, Robert the Terrible. And he's a cyborg, I guess? Like, how does he control his arm motions and his leg motions at the same time? Not only that, but I just realized he's got fingers, and he's moving them. He's moving his fingers. How is he moving all of this stuff just with his mind? After having this mental breakdown, we are also introduced to Prince Alexander, the king's son, who gets captured almost immediately. We transition to another room on the ship, where the princess and her tall asparagus butler are hiding under the floorboards. She pulls out a strange ball, created to find help. And the butler, had a good idea, calling the army or the navy, but the princess goes, "Nah, we just need some heroes." And I guess the ball just cares about her request more, because it just goes into the ocean. After the title card, we open to a dinner show, almost like medieval times, but with pirates. We're introduced to our three characters: Sedgwick, the lazy one who's got a robot to just do everything for him; George, the absolute beta male whose kids don't love him; and Elliot, who's just afraid of everything. After the show, the three are cleaning tables, and an old man just shows up out of nowhere and just says shit that's obviously foreshadowing.
Though you will stumble, the crab will show you the light. When adversity devours you, a lever will set you free. When all hope is gone, help will come from above in the shape of a donkey.
Hey, Editor Anthony here. Something I forgot to mention is that this guy's just never explained. Like, he was obviously giving them foreshadowing for later in the movie, but technically later in the movie is in the past. So did he come from the past to the future, or is there legends about them now because of what they did in the past? And so it was passed down for generations, so this old blind guy just knows them? I don't know. If I think about this too hard, my head's gonna explode. Elliot, for some reason, deducts that this is just a sign to go audition for the show. And of course, as expected, everything goes wrong.
Ahoy.
After they, rightfully get kicked out of the place, a garbage truck comes by, and the ball from earlier jumps out of it. And now all I can wonder is, how did the ball get there? Did it wait 400 years, or did it time travel? And also, how the fuck did the king just invent time travel? And let's not even get into the fact that the king chose these three people to save his entire kingdom. After Elliot just pushes a button, a rowboat falls from the sky. Sedgwick gets upset, but it was out of nowhere. It was like he got upset just for the plot to advance. and he pushes all three of them into the boat and sends them all back in time. The three land in the middle of the ocean and spot the same ship from the beginning of the movie. As they row over, they see the princess. The princess explains that they need help saving the prince, and while the three are confused, the princess calls them heroes, and that attracts their attention. The three decide to find the prince, go home, and become heroes, just like that. Though the princess and the butler grow a little skeptical.
Oh, you don't rob or pillage, do you?
Oh, no, we don't do any of that stuff.
In fact, we don't do anything at all.
Back home, they actually call us the pirates who don't do anything.
Oh my god, he just said the name of the movie! They decide to go to the Inn of Jolly Joe to find out more about Robert the Terrible. But on their way, encounter another pirate ship. They're told to lower their sails or face the wrath of their cannon, but luckily for the gang, just in time, Cedric shoots a cannonball while looking for a bathroom key. Don't ask me how he confused the two, I have no idea. But, like the literal god he is, he hits the coolest trick shot in the entire world, saving the group. We cut to Robert's lair, where I swear to fucking god they play the trick shot sound from every single 2010 COD compilation.
I would enjoy that. All are welcome.
Oh my god! Oh! Are they not recording? Are you recording, Crickshaw?
As the group arrives at the inn, we also arrive at probably my favorite part of the movie. The music.
Grab your root beer, hold it high, whack your shipmate in the eye, yank his hair and break his nose, watch your back, it's Jolly Joe.
This song is a bop. But there's one thing I can't get past. There is lettuce on the hamburger. Are they cannibals? What lettuce sacrificed their life to be on a burger? Is lettuce the farm animal of this world? Other than that whole cannibal thing though, it seems like a great song. Though after this masterpiece, this art, the group hear about Robert the Terrible. But upon learning how merciless Robert is, the three are ready to go home. Though the princess convinced them to stay, I don't know, she didn't really solve anything. She just kind of was like, your work isn't done, and then it cut to the next scene. The three literally make a plan to lie and deceive and then just lie some more. Honestly, they just do a little bit of trolling. But there's no time to think about their ethical decisions because there's another bop!
Such a dangerous mission alongside pirates with zero ambition. We got the coconuts poured. We drop the hooks overboard. And if you get a little seasick, we play the haddock for a hat trick. We got the hammocks on the main deck. Swinging low. We got the butler doing the henpeck. Screaming so. We say we should have been.
And honestly, guys, a pretty cool narrative plays out here. The three, they're kind of messy. They kind of don't do what they're supposed to. But then, George sees the princess doing all the work, and George steps up to the plate. And honestly, he goes from a beta male to an... Just kidding, fucking simple alert. Haha, old man doing chores. They almost arrive at the island, but in the way is just a giant whirlpool. And George just decides to go through it.
That whirlpool holds nothing but our own demise. Really?
The island.
Huh, how about that?
What?
How could... It's a sea mirage. Water droplets in the air reflecting the sky so perfectly they block the island from view.
A sea mirage? Like, there's no way you're 100% confident that that's just a sea mirage. Like, you could have just died there. Sorry to interrupt. Editor Anthony here again. In fact, a mirage or a sea mirage is an optical phenomenon that creates the illusion of water, often with inverted reflections of distant objects, and results from distortion of light by alternate layers of hot and cool air. It looks like this, or this, or this. It can't just make a whirlpool out of thin air. Like, that's not how it works. That's not... Enjoy the rest of the video. Despite that, they arrive at the island and make their way into the cave, where they should be able to find the clues necessary to find Robert's lair. And for some reason, it's just painted on a giant wall. Like Robert just wanted them to find his secret lair. Cedric turns the corner and finds, well, he finds his favorite snack. And then basically shit talks his friends until they leave him alone on the island.
But I'm thinking the choice is pretty clear.
But the princess, she thinks we're heroes.
Well, she's wrong. Heroes are tall and strong and brave and handsome, like Sir Frederick. We aren't any of those things. Ho ho ho! Where do I start? How about you, my little friend? What? Hey, fellas!
What the three missed while they were gone in the cave, though, was the princess being kidnapped by two of Robert's lackeys. George and Elliot know they have to save the princess, but the orb starts to flash. It's telling them to go home. George knows something is wrong, but Elliot's still debating on whether to go home or not.
If you want to go home, you can go home.
Let's go save a princess.
Yeah, my boy Elliot making strides in character development! We cut to Robert's lair where he explains that the prince has 1 hour to tell him where the king is, or they're all dead. For this scene, I'd like to turn it over to one of my friends, the Hugester himself.
This yellow guy, right? His entire character trait, his character flaw is that he's a very self-indulgent person. He's a very lazy person. Then this damages his relationships, as we can see in the first act, where he is talking to his soon-to-be wife, Helen, and she asks him to get her some food. He declines, saying that it is too far away for him to walk, and looks over to the concessions across the room. This annoys Helen, and so this comes back later in a situation where he is running from cheese puffs in a dark hallway in a cave. This is supposed to represent him fighting his addiction and his self-indulgent nature, as it is eating him from the inside. He starts climbing up the steps to get out, but he realizes he cannot do it and he's too tired. He decides to give up on life, but a crab, which is supposed to represent an angel, shows him what he's supposed to be fighting for, and that is Helen. So he gets the willpower and fights his way up the mountain and into the water. He then proceeds to swim 92 nautical miles like a Chad. This leads us to Larry, who is in the middle of dealing with his coward complex, and he is having fun with some big rock people, and he is very scared. So after finishing his 92 nautical mile swim, the yellow guy decides to lead the tiny chip guys over to the rocks. This then gets them addicted to their self-indulgent nature and leads to their downfall in 1300 BC. Now, this trade allows them to make friends with the rock people and lets them get in good with them, and the rock people help them advance to the next stage in their journey where they use what they've learned to fight against big arm guy.
What? After narrowly making it into the lair, a serpent appears from the water, and Elliot, being the best character in the whole movie, fucking destroys it.
Hi, guys. It's a contraption. I found a big lever inside. Shut the whole thing down.
Oh my god, that's foreshadowing from the blind guy! They make their way up to the dungeon and find the prince and princess, but they realize they need a key to get in. A key that's right above the guard. Cedric realizes he can use the robot to get the keys, which is a cool idea at first, but then you remember that he just swam 92 miles. There's no way that that tiny little robot is rudderproof. And not only that, but the controller would have to be rudderproof as well. Plot hole aside, they grab the keys and free the princess. But because the hourglass has run out, Robert makes his way to the dungeon. George actually has a good idea here of where to escape.
Quick, the keys! But this way, now!
God damn it, George, stop being a beta male. Just get on your Sigma grind set. Obviously, Robert comes in right as they reach the door and the group is cornered. Except they aren't. The other open door is still there. They could have just left. After Robert threatens the princess's life, the three admit that they're fucking nerds. But uh-oh, looks like more foreshadowing!
When all hope is gone, help will come from above in the shape of a donkey.
We really need help right now. Get in. What?
Okay, wait. So does the ball only summon boats? Why? It can teleport and time travel, but the only thing it can summon is a boat. They're close to making it out, but are being shot down by cannonballs. All hope is lost. What are they gonna do? Oh wait, the king just shows up. Why couldn't he do this from the beginning? Why did he need to endanger his entire family? Anyways, they blow up Robert's ship and Robert dies. We cut to the king's ship, and I guess the king just had these medals ready. He explained that it was pretty much all a test. Hey, Editor Anthony here one last time to bring up something I just thought about. In the king's little speech here, he brings up all of the foreshadowing that the weird blind guy did at the beginning of the movie. This means that they know each other. Like, they have some kind of, like, conversation together, and that means that he is from the past, or maybe he time traveled like the ball did, and, like, with the ball, and I don't... What is happening? What do they get that we don't? I don't understand. Which leads me to wonder, why does a king from the 17th century care about these three people from the 21st? Was it all a setup? Was anyone actually in danger? Obviously, none of these questions are going to be answered, and the three are just sent back to their time. But, uh-oh, looks like Robert isn't dead, and he went back to the future with them. The three come back on show night and go inside the building. As the heroes reunite with their loved ones, Robert climbs up onto the stage ship and the three swing onto the set. They defeat Robert using a fucking rowboat. I mean, it really could just only summon rowboats. Like, anything else would have been useful as well. But just no, rowboats. They save the day and everyone thinks they're heroes. Did this movie hold up to my memory? Not really. Am I being nitpicky about a children's movie? Absolutely. Should I just enjoy it for what it is? You know, a children's movie? Probably. Because for what it is, it's pretty amazing. It's got a really, really great soundtrack, including a post-credit scene with a parody of the B-52's Rock Lobster, which I think is just hilarious. And I would just sing on repeat when I was 6. Everyone got annoyed with me. And, you know, it's definitely a better watch than Veggietales. God Wants Me to Forgive Them? Despite the various plot holes, it's an absolute classic Veggietales movie that I'll probably come back to every now and again. Hey, thanks for watching. I've got a few announcements, so this might be a little bit of a long one. First off, there's a new ending screen. Me and Hugo have been working really hard on it, and it's really amazing. Second off, this video took way longer than I thought it would. I worked really, really hard on it, and for my first attempt at a video like this, I think it went pretty well. Hopefully I'll get better as, you know, videos go on, and if I do more like this, I hope, you know, it gets even better. Thirdly, as you saw towards the beginning of the video, I have a charity stream coming up. I'm so excited. I've been working on that for a while now, and if you're interested, just follow me on Twitch. Finally, if you've made it this far, thank you. And if you did enjoy the video, consider subscribing. It would help me out a lot, and I'd really appreciate it. Anyways, I'll see you all next time.